Ladies, gamers, and gentlemen, welcome to Bill Noir TV. You are watching Cast My Game Community Cast, where we cast your games. Welcome, my name is Bill Noir. Today, as always, we have 3 replays to cast. Supposedly, one of them is going to be a very intense TVZ, crazy game, high APM mayhem, submitted by Yuko. So we'll save that game for last. I haven't seen any of these games. So apart from that CVT, we'll be looking into a PVT on Acheron Wastes and supposedly a very strange PVZ on Derelict Watcher. Or something like that. Something like that. So let's welcome everybody on the stream, which there is not that many people watching currently, but doesn't matter. A couple of people might watch this from YouTube, so hello there, YouTube. Now let's jump into the first game here straight away, because these will be a little bit longer. I mean, not the games, but the series today. Today's episode will be a little bit longer than usual. So without any further delays, let's do this as I take a drink. Okie dokie. So let's see what do we have here. We spawn on Acheron Wastes, and in the top we have a red Protoss player who goes by the name of Banana Bobby. That's quite interesting in and of itself, as well as the fact that he's going for a gateway expand here. On the other side of the map we have Mech, the Combat Wombats blue Terran player, who submitted this replay here. And if I remember him describing this game, he says this is a really wonky game, is the way he described it. So let's see if it actually holds true. We see that the gateway is going down rather quickly on 11 or 12 even. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Wow. A 10 gate. Maybe even a 9 gate. Nevertheless, very quickly that gateway was put down, as the assimilator is being put down at 12, which is, you know, this is a very aggressive timing, very quick here. Banana Bobby does go in and sees that the barracks is already on the way. Mac did open up with a fast gas here, so probably wanting to open up with a Reaper. You know, this could end up in Banana Bobby just trying to go for something really aggressive and losing his whole mineral line to one Reaper as a result. Now that being said, by the time that potential Reaper comes over to that base, it will be too late to discern what is going on, unless he decides to scout with the SCV as well. Which is what it looks like, and Banana Bobby, realizing that SCV cannot ever see what is going up, trying to divert it from its course, and now Mech is gonna be wondering, like, what the hell is going on here? You have to see what? So we see the first Stalker being kernel boosted out. Warp Gate not being researched yet, as Banana Bobby is kind of lacking gas to do that. Putting down a second gateway. Okay, so this guy apparently either doesn't play Protoss at all, or he's got a really weird build order. He's still only on 15 probes, he's not researching Warp Gate, and he's kernel boosting out units. And he lets the Reaper get past. The Reaper will get a couple kills here. Very probably one kill. And has to be careful. Now meanwhile, we have the Stalker assaulting this front here. A bunker is being put down. Unfortunately, that SCV was directly in the range of that Stalker and ended up dying. The Reaper, however, is still being a nuisance here. Will probably get away. No, as it dies midair in flight. Two Stalkers now trying to pressure the front and will get themselves, well, maybe a reactor, maybe a supply depot. They both have 400 hit points, and actually going for the reactor might have been the better choice here. And right now trying to snap as many repairing SCVs as possible. Mech is on 17 SCVs right now, and wow, this is just 2 gates. Still no warp gate. Still no warp gate at all, only 11 probes mining minerals. This is very, very weird, and I have to say this is less than optimal. But 3 Stalkers inside the Terran perimeter, that supply depot is for sure going to go down. Supply blocking the Terran player has to abandon the reactor, because this, along with these barracks, is his only producing structure right now, and he is going to need that producing structure. The Stalkers could try to bypass this bunker altogether, although the range of the bunker is about up to here, so they would take a lot of damage in doing so, but decide to do that anyways. Third gateway going down for Banana Bobby, who is still only on 15 probes. And this is all going to come down to Micro, trying to eliminate as many Marines as possible, saving the one Stalker, who's got 4 kills to his name, but did end up dying here. We can see the resources lost for Mech is climbing to astronomical heights as it is reaching over 1,000. And without any Marines, well, I don't know if he can hold on to here. Now imagine if Warp Gate was finished. Mech would have been dead. He would have been so dead right now. Actually, I still think... Oh my god. Did he really let those Marines get inside that bunker, losing another Stalker in the process? And keep in mind, he cannot produce units as fast as he normally would be able to, because, well, there is no Warp Gate. Ever. I am just going to be producing Stalkers of 2 gateways, while not producing any units whatsoever. The third one has even been built here as sort of a proxy. Now these Stalkers are in a little bit of a bind. They are still trying to kill as many Marines as possible, and SCVs as well. But, well, it looks like due to some Miss Micro trapping that Stalker. Or is... well, what? Did it really? Oh my god. I mean... the fuck did I just watch? Is what I'm going to say. So, let's bring up the unit tally here. 3 Stalkers versus 3 Marines and a bunker. And roughly 800 minerals income compared to 400. These Stalkers, well, they have done a lot of damage, but I think they're running out of steam right now, and, well, 3 more Stalkers on the way. Banana Bobby is floating a lot of resources, still working only off of 1 gas. 3 Stalker production off of 1 gas cannot ever work. I mean, it could, but you can't afford anything else. And as long as Mech can keep this bunker alive and micros correctly, he should be able to defend this, because he's gaining a little bit of ground here. Nice trick there, trying to put the SCVs on hold position. I don't understand how the Terran player did not defend this way easier, by the way. A 4th gateway is coming down, but still no warp gate. Still no warp gate. I mean, come on. Really? Seriously? No warp gate? What are you? Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if this Protoss player was actually a random player having no idea how to play the race. But it's proven to be quite troublesome for the Terran player, and he's just going after the SCVs, bringing the counts to an unbelievable 5 SCV for the Terran player. Which means the income is actually going to be, or might be favorable, is going to be favorable. If we don't count the mules, it is going to be favorable towards the Protoss player. 2 proxy gates, 2 gates back at home, still no friggin' warp gate. Wow. Second bunker going up as the first one is filled, and I think this will give the Terran player a lot of room to maneuver around with, as he does have Marines that can move about without the need of ejecting them from the bunker all the time. I think this will be over in a little while. As well as having double command centers, you know, you can double produce SCVs, which means mech will get up to that very comfortable 16 to 17 SCV count very quickly after having only 6. 32 workers have been killed thus far, though. That's really amazing considering there is no warp gate for the Protoss player. Tech lab gonna be built and Stimpack going to be researched probably. Oh, this is a very nice move. This is a very nice move. Mech is going to go after the economy, avoiding the traditional reinforcement route through the center of the map. He's going to go around, and if he kills some more workers here, I mean, this is not going to work out. This is like a... I mean, I'm gonna build half my base at your natural type of strategy. Stim is on the way. Has 140 seconds on the timer still to go. And at this point in time, Mech is in a comfortable situation. He has enough SCVs and mules so that he can constantly leave these SCVs pulled. That's 7 SCVs pulled for possible repair on the bunker. And these Reapers are doing amazing work. Killing 8 probes so far. 3 kills, 4 kills, okay, 7 probes. Let's see if we can get any more kills. 3 shots is all it takes from these Reapers to kill a probe. 2 Stalkers being warped in. Finally, warp gate finishes. Oh my god. Took you a long time to figure it out. T-bone. Wow. T-bone banana body. But you know, here's the real danger. Once the Stimpack finishes and the Medvacs are out, which the starport is already on the way, it's going to be very problematic. Actually, it doesn't even have to be starport. He can easily switch this over and just go for cloaked banshees. He's got double gas down. And there is no detection for the Protoss player. He's trying to go in right now with the Guardian Shield up. No force fields being laid down as of yet, but they should be to prevent the repair by these SCVs. One bunker goes down, but at what cost? All the Zods have gone down. No sentries remaining. A lot of Marines here in this base, and meanwhile the Reapers are still trying to be obnoxious here in the Protoss base. Banana Body is pushing this back for the time being, and is keeping the contain up. 1 Reaper surviving here from the harassed squad with 3 kills, but well, only 1 more probe got killed there. That is really not very good. Mech, well, he's got tanks, and this is going to put a stop to this. And he can counter drop his opponent right now because he's got enough units to do it, while staying safe, entrenched inside his base. He does have the tank up. He does have the bunkers, which he needs to load up. There we go. No Guardian Shield available now for the Protoss. Stim initiated. And will this be enough to actually kill the Stalkers? I think it will be with that siege tank for sure, as the Stalkers are getting killed one by one, and this is a very bad situation for the Protoss player, as Mech can just one base all in at this point if he wants to, and he will eliminate 2 warp gates and 3 pylons and 4 pylons in the process of moving out. Oh, this was not a good idea, Banana Body. This was definitely not a good idea. Trying to micro, but to no avail. And yeah, Mech scouting, seeing that there are no additional units here, and the Banana Body leaves the game. I don't understand what just happened, but I mean, not getting warp gate, really? Wow, just wow. Alright, let's jump into game number 2. Game number 2 is going to be Buildings versus ZAS, and apparently it's gonna be a PvZ from the looks of it. Alright, let's introduce these 2 players. In the top right location on Derelict Watcher we have the Red Zerg player Buildings, His opponent is going to be Zaz from We Wanna Win clan, who's playing the blue Protoss pieces, going for a Forge Fast Expand. I really don't like Forge Fast Expands on most maps nowadays, unless the ramp or, you know, the natural area is specifically like gives me an advantage basically to Forge Fast Expand. If it's a narrower choke or if it's a good ramp that is not very wide, yeah, I'll go for a Forge Fast Expand, probably do a 2-base timing or an all-in even. But if that's not the case, I really prefer gateway expansions. You can put on pressure faster and easier. But considering this ramp, you know, putting on pressure onto the natural, if the Zerg player decides to stay on one base a little bit longer, is almost impossible against spine crawlers and stuff. And wow, gas first into a pool? Really? Wow, this is going to be an insanely fast speed. Well, should be finished around 5:30, maybe sooner even, if I'm counting correctly. And this is going to make Zaz a little bit wary. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities the Zerg player is going to have. He can even go for a Speedling all-in, just placing down the expansion, only using the hatchery for larva. And with the speed that is just now on the way, will take approximately 100 more seconds to complete. So, oh, 4:30, okay. 4:30 is going to be the timing. I knew I messed up somewhere. And he can go for something like a Speedling all-in or a Baneling bust potentially. First 4 lings are already on the way, and he will start marching them across the map. And I think Zaz will have to, well, actually the cannon should be done on time. Double gas will be coming down here very shortly for the Protoss player. And he did go for a Nexus first, so he will have a pretty nice economic advantage. The hatchery still has not been put down, and Zaz knows. He knows that it wasn't. He's going to recheck, and he still sees. Oh, he sees the hatchery just now being put down. So that's going to make him feel a little bit safer, but only for now. Okay, so this is a very fast layer. I wonder where the wait a minute. Oh my god, Nidus Swarm at 6 minutes. Really? Or 6:30. Ridiculously fast. Oh, if this is going to be a Nidus, I'm going to be so ecstatic, because this is one of the ways you can punish greedy Protosses going for Nexus first, Forge Fast Expanding even, really heavily. And I haven't seen this kind of play since forever. I mean, Wings of Liberty, I encountered it a couple times. Oh, it is a Nidus network! It is a Nidus network, ladies and gentlemen! This is going to be a Speedling Nidus all-in. Oh my goodness, the Overlords are in position. First sentry only just now coming out. Oh my goodness. If Zaz doesn't scout this, he's going to be in a load of trouble. He sees the Overlords flying in. This is not really a big tell for him yet, because this is kind of like what the Overlords usually do. Not exactly in this position, but around this time they want to go around and fly through the base. This Overlord right here, however, would be a big tell. The Nidus is finished. Queens are loaded up. The Nidus is going down. Oh my god, it's Zaz. How are you going to react to this? The big thing is he didn't see the lair. That's the problem. If he saw the lair, I can bet my pants that he would know what is up immediately. But as it is, oh my god, 20 Speedlings about to assault his base. Zaz only has this one sentry. And put down a robo. He will need to cancel this. The Queens are starting to put tumors and spine crawlers inside his own base. He may lose the main base as a result of this. Oh my god. So many probes are going to go down before they actually manage to get themselves over to the natural base. Force field going down, another pylon will try to block this off, but he needs to kill this destructible plate that has been put there by the game designer specifically to not allow for pylon blocks against the Zerg player around this, so that he's contained to his base and is forced into a one base play. Wow. 3 pylons going down. Zas immediately throwing down the Stargate when he saw this. Good move here. But he will have queens to contend with. We even have Spore Crawlers here to help against the Stargate, or potential Stargate. Cannons are going down. This will be very helpful. The Mothership Core will provide vision without actually getting into the range of the Spore Crawlers, no other queens, which is very nice. Nice way of defending this. Has to be careful though not to get killed. There are 2 queens that are Spore Crawler, there are Mothership Core. You have to be really careful. Creep Tumor slightly out of range. Now behind this buildings, he's not droning at all. He's not droning at all. In fact, he's putting down another Nidus, and now he can just very comfortably switch between attacking the front and attacking from the high ground. He already has these Spine Crawlers here, so he can just put the units back here, pop them out of this Nidus right here, try to go for a frontal assault. There is 2 cannons there. Third one to be completed. Now momentarily here, 1 Sentry, 1 Void Ray, 1 Mothership Core and a Zealot is all it stands between 38 Speedlings. Wow, this is going to be very difficult for Zas. And the way is now open for the Speedlings to go in. The Sentry gets picked off as the first priority target, but just too many cannons here, even a Photon Overcharge being activated, posing as a 4th cannon. And the Void Rays are going to kill the Nidus here. The Spine Crawlers will not be effective versus this at all. Because, you know, they don't shoot up. Their necks are not that long. So Zas going to clean up the front, and he has the option of trying to counterattack the enemy base. No queen in the main, 1 queen in the natural, and still staying only on 17 drones. And he is going to start picking away at these Zerglings as well. Meanwhile, this counterattack has been discovered by this very convenient Overlord here, and Zas is going to lose the probe and the pylon and the 2 Zealots. He does have 3 Void Rays up though. Is this going to be enough versus 3 queens and a Spore? We shall have to wait and see. I don't know where he gets these games. I mean, come on. Still no drones coming out of buildings though. He is going to kill the second Nidus! Oh my goodness. Okay, so this pretty much puts an end to Speedlings popping out in his base, but can he clean up his main base as he's getting attacked at the front? That's going to be cleaned up by the cannons though. No issues there whatsoever. 1 queen has been taken down, and another Nidus, of course, is gonna be built there. Wow. Oh, Void Ray! Void Ray! Careful there. Oh, God. But he did get another queen there. No transfuses have gone off, so building's not really on top of his micro there, trying to build more Speedlings inside of his main base. Not even bothering to place them into this Nidus and just let them come out this side. He's going for a clinch here. He is going to try to attack from both sides. Meanwhile, Zas, he's working only off of 1 base. All he can really afford are cannons, Zealots, and Void Rays. He does have 2 gateways, 4 gateways now. No +1. No +1. And, well, the Void Rays are going to be instrumental. He needs a couple more, though. With 5 Void Rays, you can work magic. And buildings, you know, I think he overextended here a little bit. Should have been droning up behind this, but he's still only on 19 drones. And he is pretty much at this point he'll be just donating units to his opponent. Now this amount of queens, on the other hand, will be able to take care of this many Void Rays, no problem. But they need to transfuse. Oh, one missed transfuse there, lets a queen go down. Zergling's trying to kill a couple of drones here. Wow. I mean, with good transfuses, these Void Rays should not really be allowed to do anything, but no transfuses are going off so far for buildings, and that's a shame. Oh, there goes one transfuse, but he really should have been transfusing during the battle, not afterwards. A robotic bay going down, is he... Wow. This is just so strange. Like, Zas is going every possible, thinkable tech on one base, versus a 2-base Zerg on pretty much very low amount of drones, but he is starting to drone up right now. Had he done that earlier, he would have succeeded in gaining a massive economic advantage for himself, but as it stands, that's not going to happen, and we have an idle probe here, which probably Zas hasn't taken note of yet. So I believe with the Immortal out and with these Zealots, this is going to be cleaned up. And once those Spore Crawlers are down, probably Zas is just probably going to well, either go for a one-base push. He does have quite a substantial army here. His army is in fact 2 times the size of his opponent's. And since he doesn't know if his opponent expanded to a 3rd base, he doesn't know if he's taking up further, you know, he really has to attack. Reclaiming the main base with these creep tumors, waiting for the creep to recede, that would take so much time, and Zas cannot really afford to waste any time here. Getting the extended thermal lens for the Colossus with 1 Colossus just to clean up the Zerglings. Between the Immortal Void Rays, a lot of Zealots, 1 Sentry and 1 Colossus, I think he should be able to deal with any kind of army the Zerg player has at this moment, but again, as I stated previously, Zas doesn't know. He doesn't have any information whatsoever. So right now as the Observer comes in, these tumors will be revealed and the Nexus will be attempted to be thrown down again. Double Evo Chamber in the meanwhile, going up for buildings as well as a 3rd base. All of his army has been retreated into his main and naturals, so he's just laying back, and Zas will have to clear all of this goop away before he can do anything, pretty much. And you know, since he's building a very gas-heavy army, as a result he's pretty high on minerals, but what are you going to build? I mean, are just gonna go and try and build Zealots? Well, would that really work? Zas really needs to get rid of all the creep here and then double expand, pretty much. There's still a lot of minerals not being mined in his main base, and he is... well, he's still only on 28 probes. He hasn't really been making more of those, so I don't know if he wants to be expanding or not. Looks like he wants to be, as he does put down that Nexus. You know, admittedly, it's a little bit better to be on 2 base as opposed to being on 1 base as a Protoss player. This is an outrageous amount of queens here. 17 queens. They are going to be the defense versus the Void Rays. The 3rd base, though, I think it's going to get killed because those queens will not be able to get there in time. They're so slow! So slow! The creep is spreading, but... oh, the transfuses! The transfuses! Wow, that was close. That was close, ladies and gentlemen. Zas almost killed a 3rd base here, but almost doesn't count. Infestation Pit is up as well, and we'll be moving into Enduring Locusts upgrade, which means Swarm Host play. And you know, with this many queens, a couple overseers, I don't know, it might just work, but Zas is moving out immediately. He hasn't scouted that though. He still doesn't know. Oh, he has actually. He has scouted that. Probably a hallucination there that I somehow missed. Twilight Council going down. Zas wants to be continuing the plus attack upgrades into +2, as he's pushing forward with 2 Colossi, and as soon as a Proxy Pylon is up here somewhere, he might even be able to kill the Zerg player. The third base will end up being killed after all. And if you look at the unit counter here, well, that's just like Queens and 4 Swarm Hosts. That's not going to do all that much versus 2 Colossi. If he had like 8 Swarm Hosts and more, then yeah, maybe. But as it is, recall going to be initiated, leaving the Zealots behind. All of the meat shield. Zas knows about the Swarm Hosts though, and he is going to be reacting appropriately to this. He is constantly building Colossi, and is this going to be Proxy Swarm Host attack? Are you going to go inside that Nidus Worm? Come on, do it. The Nidus Worm at the opposite side of the map is up, and the Swarm Hosts indeed are going to go inside. Are the Queens going to go as well? Oh, drones? Where are you going, drones? Oh, probably here, okay. Where are thy Queens, Mr. Buildings? I hope they are in the Nidus network as well. Yes, they are. And they're coming up right now. They're coming out. The Swarm Hosts are starting to spawn Locusts. There are 4 Colossi here, which should be enough. But as the Swarm Host count rises, it could end up being a little bit problematic. Zas deciding even not to deal with the Swarm Hosts at all. He's just going to attack. So the Swarm Hosts have to be relocated to the natural base of buildings to defend versus this. He needs to burrow them ASAP. Come on, do it. Burrow them. What are you doing? Queens are starting to work away at the Void Rays. And Zas just going to go across the map. He's just going to go back. No problem whatsoever. Now these Swarm Hosts will probably have to enter the Nidus Worm again and pop out on the other side of the map, at which point Zas will probably decide to, well, let me just go back. Let's see if this is what happens here. But nice delaying tactics, you know, by Zas. This allowed him to get +2 attack. It allowed him to saturate his main base. It allowed him to get Templar Archives for Storm. And he's going to be building a third base here, even distance mining, because his main base, how often do you see this? Feedback's going down onto the Queens, preventing those transfuses. Nice moves here by Zas. The Mothership Core is going to go down, but Buildings leaves the game as all of his Swarm Hosts were killed off, or, well, where are they? Or very nearly so. Without those Queens, they don't really have any kind of support, and the Locusts are no longer anywhere to be found. A very weird game here. Very weird game, but a very entertaining one as well. What the hell? Where are my dragons? Yes, indeed. Where are your dragons? Okay, let's go into the final game. The final game is supposed to be a very epic ZVT on Star Station. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do this. So, this game was submitted by Yuko, as I said previously, and it is going to be a TVZ on Star Station. We see that the first player to be introduced in this game is going to be the Master Chief, apparently a Halo fan, the Terran player in the red colors, and in blue, down here in the bottom right corner, it is going to be Yuko, the Zerg player. Blue is his color of choice. Blue. Da ba dee ba da die. Da ba dee da ba die. Da ba dee ba da die. If you know what this song is, actually, then congratulations, you're almost as old as me. Or maybe just as old. If you don't know what I just sang, then just forget about it. And don't mention my age. Thank you very much. So Master Chief, by the looks of this, probably is going to go for a normal opening with barracks. This map is forced cross spawns, even on the ladder, though, so, you know, all-ins are a possibility here, always, because you know exactly where your opponent is straight from the get-go, despite that, you know, it's 4 spawn locations, but forced cross, so... might be safer to go with the barracks, but no, Master Chief going to go with a command center first. Also a reasonable choice versus a Zerg player to be even in the macro game. It is punishable though. I mean, you can go for the command center first, but you have to be kind of aware of possible 2-base all-ins with Banelings, Roaches, Lings, what have you, being thrown your way, even putting the command center on the low ground in plain sight of the drone. Yuko is going to go for a hatch first as a result, so no cheeky play here. We'll be probably building a spawning pool followed by a gas. No reason to rush that speed out, you know, since he saw what the Terran is up to. So a pretty standard... Oh my god. Really? Okay, so this is another way you can counter such a play. You can go for a hatch pool. There we go. The pool only just now coming down, and this is reasonable response. You know, this is a very reasonable response actually from the Zerg player. Because this will allow him to have a little bit of that economic edge, and he knows he doesn't have to be afraid of any kind of pokes for a decent amount of time, because it is not going to be until 620 or so that the first Hellions will start coming in. Maybe even later. Only one gas being thrown down so far, which kind of tells me that it is going to be a factory follow-up, and only 2 Marines should be defending this, as a reactor probably will be thrown down, or not. Okay, no Hellions this time, just a quicker barracks, a reactor here, a tech lab here, and then follow it up with quicker factory and a starport afterwards. Third base is done for the Zerg player, so everything proceeding very nicely here for him. 21 versus 23 Harvesters. Pretty equal game, I'd say. Of course, the Terran has mules, so, you know, pretty equal, but Master Chief, when we look at the income, is actually at times a little bit ahead of the Zerg player. First set of Lings being produced and out on the map, actually first 2 sets of Lings. And, well, this is not going to be an aggressive follow-up by Master Chief. And, you know, I have to say he's playing this rather safely. Instead of just going for the reactor into factory straight from the get-go and getting the Hellions, he knows that he might get all in, so actually getting the second barracks is just signs of good play. You know, he wants to have more meaningful units out on the field so that he could defend a variety of pushes that might or might not be coming his way. And you know, the crucial thing here is that Master Chief never scouted the third base. He never did. 3 queens. This one will be used for spreading creep, no doubt. Alright, so a tech lab going down onto the factory. Let's see if we will see tanks here, a third command center being built, and a Roach Warren going down. Double Evo chambers. Everything looking pretty good here. The Roach Warren might end up being defensive unless the Zerg player, for whatever reason, decides to go Roach Hydra. 2 additional refineries being taken, and I expect a slew of barracks being added very quickly here by Master Chief, and it is going to be tank play. I know with tanks you are a little bit less mobile, should we say. You know, tanks are not as easily replaceable as mines, and even though they do fire quicker than the mines, which have 40-second cooldown, they're a lot slower and they take forever to siege up and siege out as well. Oh, okay, now we're talking. Alright, 4th command center going down. Wow, I haven't seen this place like almost never. So basically what the Terran player is trying to do here is vastly out macro his opponent. And I expect he will try to ensure that his command center will be safe just by starting dropping. The speed is very, very, very late here for the Zerg player. Macro hatch going down. The Baneling Nest is finished. Lair is on the way as well. And we have spore crawlers being built everywhere just to prevent those drops from happening. You know, this is a very smart play because Yuko knows that, you know, no Hellions, okay, that this probably means bio play, or bio tank, or bio mine, or something like that, without Hellions. And drops are a possibility here. 1-1 will be finishing shortly here for both of these guys. They're actually going to be equal on upgrades, so far it's a very good macro game. I'll have to check later on when I finish casting this replay which server this was played on. I really will have to check that, because this is some solid play coming out of both of these players. Do we even have combat shields? Yeah, they are queued up. That is very nice. So 1 command center here and another command center here. Come on, float that one over. Don't be. Okay, so probably just first going to SCV up that location before doing that. And it looks like it's going to be very ground-based army for Yuko. He's getting +2/+2 for his Zerglings. Never produced a single Roach even because he didn't see any Hellions. And Infestation Pit going down as well. Oh, maybe. Well, do we have any Spire anywhere? No, we don't. Okay, so he's probably going to be shooting for Ultra Infestor very quickly here. And if he hits a good timing, I mean, only a couple more drones to be produced, like 30 or so, and he's all set, and he can just start mass producing units. That's what's going to happen here. Now, is Master Chief going to have something to say about it as he's adding on more and more and more barracks? We shall have to see. Armory not researching anything for the time being, but a double drop is queued up and on the way. Let's see how good the map awareness of Yuko is. If he does have spotting where he needs to have spotting, it looks like these Banelings are going to be the heroes. Oh, and I think Master Chief actually saw those Banelings being burrowed there. He's going to be gunning for this expansion right here with a tank even. The tank is going to protect these Marines on the low ground against the Banelings. There's the siege up. Needs to hit the Banelings though. It looks like he will succeed in doing that, but Marines have all been taken out. 2 of them surviving only. And a little bit of a counterattack here, but against a PF that's not going to work. There is even a tank nestled in this position here with 2 more buddies supporting him from the high ground. And right now, Master Chief, this is where the Terran players get really dangerous. He's starting to get a foothold. Because he does... Right now he has control over his area of the map. So basically he's just going to be free taking bases after bases after bases. And there's not a damn thing Yuko can do about it. So let's see. We have 8 medevacs, that's a very decent number here. 4 tanks and 42 marines. And these barracks better add on tech labs in a short while here, just to be ready for those possible ultras. Spire is going up though, so I don't know, maybe we'll end up seeing Broodlords, but I rather doubt it. Just because, well, I mean, it could work if you surprise your opponent. Or maybe what could happen here is also a Mutalisk switch later on down the road. But so far we have 5 medevacs queued up to drop this base. Those were spotted though, so they will not do anything whatsoever. They are unloading anyways. They are in a good position though, but will have to load up, will have to pick up. And by failing to do so, well, a huge chunk of army lost there for Master Chief currently. But his macro is so off the hook. I mean, 72 army supplies still, just like that, as if nothing had happened. You can't actually see burrowed banelings. Only moving units. So another PF very probably will be constructed here, but oh, we cannot land, Commander. There is a burrowed ling underneath. There goes the scan, but there's nothing to take that out. Oh, excuse me, 1 marine going to be the hero. And a PF started immediately, I hope. Nice attempt to deny this, though, by Yuko. PF morph is initiated right now. And once that upgrade is completed, well, the Terran player will be pretty much secured all over this front. Look at the number of barracks he's putting down, because he was floating so many minerals. And here come the Mutas. We have 12 of them on the field so far, but there is 64 marines to take care of the Mutalisks. 3-3 about to be done for the Zerg player. Oh my god, and the Terran player never queued up his level 3 upgrades. That is bad news for him. Yuko is operating off of 5 bases though, so he will have a lot of bank. He just needs to start mining gases properly from this east base, and he'll be all set. A little bit of a harassment here with the Zerglings, or maybe just a scouting ling, and the Mutas will try to take down the planetary fortress, but that's a foolhardy assignment for these Mutas, as there is SCVs repairing and Marines defending that base. And I feel like right now Yuko needs to find a good composition for himself. We have 1 Ultra on the field. He will be joined by 4 more of his brothers. And Yuko is still not maxed, as opposed to Master Chief. So if he gets a lot of Ultras with this, couple of Infestors, he has to be really careful about his composition right now. He has the option to hard counter his opponent right now. 50 more links in production. That's going to be a lot of banings. And an immediate lift up being forced by Yuko. Master Chief retreating once again, as these Mutas, wow, they're trying to draw many lines on the map. But these upgrades are going to play a significant role. I mean, this has to be a mistake. Master Chief playing such a good game so far, but failing to queue up the level 3 upgrades. This is going to give a decisive advantage towards the Zerg player, as he is trying to go for the planetary fortress yet again. And I think this time he might even be successful. There's a lot of Ultralisks in here, a lot of Banelings as well. These Ultras in the worst of positions and slowly being whittled down, though. The PF falls. And the Zerg player just retreats. Baneling bombs. Will it happen? Will it happen? Will it happen? 2 more order. All the Marines are gone. Only Marauders remaining, which means there's nothing. Nothing to take care of these Zerglings properly. Backed into a corner of the Terran army, forced to evacuate again. And I think these 2 bases might be taken out. 1 goes down, second one might have gone down as well. Mutalisk still patrolling for drops, as this area is being constantly attacked. Great Aspire going up by the Zerg player right now. So, you know, forcing out Marauders, showing the Ultralisks, posing a threat with them. and then switching into Broodlords, where all the Terran has are pretty much medevacs, and well, medevacs and no Vikings. That's pretty much it. This huge Doom Drop, though, has been spotted, and all the units are heading towards the main base. Okay. What the? Oh wow, only one medevac here. Going to be unloaded inside this base. That base might get sniped off. Meanwhile, a huge attack on the eastern front here. Not really enough units to deal with this, and the Marines and Marauders in a beautiful position to accept all the blows. Meanwhile, this base is being harassed as well. Will this base go down, though? That is the question, and I do not think it will. The Marines eventually will be taken out. There we go. A lot of medevacs being lost in the process. This has been cleaned up as well. 23 drones killed, and the Zerg is still on a huge bank with 63 drones. These command centers, though, not being morphed into a planetary fortress yet, and as a result they might be taken out. Those upgrades still not being queued up. I mean, I have to assume that Master Chief just kind of assumed that, well, I clicked those NG bays, the upgrades are on the way, I don't need to I don't need to watch that any longer, but in fact he did not. And as a result, he's behind in upgrades. We don't have any air upgrades for the Zerg player, though, so that's a little bit of a bummer. All the mutas have been taken out, though, and this is going to be just Ultra Ling Bling army. With 8 Broodlords, mind you. So if these units attack in unison... Oh, and he sees the Broodlords. The Ultras are rolling in, though. There are no tanks here. The Marines are getting blown up. Marauders getting taken out. And now there is nothing to stop those Broodlords. Will the Viking production be initiated? How many starports do we have out? 2 starports? Okay, 1, 2, both with reactors. Vikings are starting to come out. Will this be in time? I do not think so. Another base being taken here by the Zerg player as he is advancing forward for the win. If he strikes now, he might very well be able to break the Terran player, but these Broodlords need some serious support. All the rest of the army is lagging behind a little bit, and even those couple of Vikings and Marines might be able to take out these Broods. In the meantime, another Doom Drop. Only half of those medevacs are loaded up, though, as the Broodlords are starting to work their way through the barracks. Vikings, the only group of units opposing them. This base is going to be, well, not taken out, as there is still 3 Ultralisks here, and despite fighting versus Marauders, they are being successful due to having that 5 armor advantage over them. 3-3 versus 2-2, not going to go well for the Terran player. Everything is being taken out slowly here for the Terran, as the Zerg forces march forward. Look at this endless stream of units just reinforcing on pure Ling. 74 drones, the supply showing 80 to 117 army supply. This base is going to be the next target for the Lings and Ultras. Oh my goodness, a lot of banelings just blew up onto those SCVs, ensuring that this space will go down, and so will the rest of this army potentially, and it looks like yes, and that's going to mean GG, because there's only 20 Marines and 5 Marauders remaining versus 86 Lings that are streaming across the map. These Vikings not being careful, and they are being attacked by a Spoke Roller. Moving right along. Finally, pathogen glands being researched. 31... what? Guys, this is 31 banelings. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't think the Terran's chances are pretty much... are very good at this point. I mean, this army supply... there's like 31 Marines in here, and 13 Marauders. If those banelings blow up on the Marines, that's going to be it. That's going to be game over for the Terran player. I mean, he does have a lot of barracks with reactors, that he can produce units off of, and he still has quite a good bank. Oh, good hits by the Widow Mines, but still 32 Banelings on the field. As more units are being produced, this time it's going to be 6 Infestors and 6 Corruptors. A very good composition that's going to be coming up here for Yuko. Master Chief, he knows he has to make something done. Has to do something, so he is moving across the map, stimming forward. He has to snipe at least one base. Potentially he could take out both of these hatcheries as the Zerg army is fastly out of position. But the Fungols are coming in, fungling all the Marines, Marauders, everything is being locked into place. So low on health, no medevacs inside to heal this. 2 bases have gone down though, and a 3rd one might go down as well, because Spore Crawlers do not shoot ground, and neither do Corruptors. This base still not up though, and where is the army of the Zerg player? The army looks like it is all over the place and not in any place concentrated. Oh, those Corruptors are getting taken out by the Vikings. That's going to hurt. 5 medevacs. They're all with this army. Wow, that actually went a lot better for the Terran player than I anticipated it would. And the Zerg player has to rebuild all of these bases. And keep in mind, he's got a lot of hatcheries, but his main, mined out. His natural, mined out. His 3rd, mined out. His 4th is mining. But this base is mined out and is not mining. This base just gone down, not mining. The Terran player is at a very similar state, even worse off, because he's only mining 100 minerals a minute. He does have mules, but he's got no command centers to bring those minerals back to, and he's trying to harass even more, take out even more bases. Kind of a futile attempt versus that many Ultralisks. As the mines are taking out a couple of Lings, but I don't think there is anything that is able to deal with these Ultras currently. 8 Ultras and 6 Infestors, which quite frankly should have been brought along with that army. I mean, as long as Yuko can deny this base from going up, and any additional bases for that matter, he's going to starve the Terran out. He's going to win in the end. Because this is all the money. This is all the money Master Chief has. His income is at 0 right now. He's got nowhere to mine from. Despite having 43 SCVs, they have nothing to do. And he doesn't even have enough resources to repair this command center. He has to fly that over. And, I mean, like I said, as long as Yuko can prevent this base from coming up, he will win no matter what. No matter what. Because 56 army supply to 95 and continuously rising. He's got a higher income, he's got more drones, he's got more bases, he can even elect to build new ones in a matter of minutes here. So this base has gone down, and look at the number of mules being dropped here. This is the primary time for the Zerg player to attack. And he does have a changeling with that army. That's so cool! So he knows the mules have been dropped just now, he knows the base is in place, and he is going for it. This is probably going to be the final push here for the Zerg player. What is he doing? Why is he retreating back? He could easily have taken this out. I don't understand what is going on here. Maybe he just wants to have 11 more Banelings. Yeah, that's it. He loves his explosions. Going to take out this PF in the meantime, maybe. But that doesn't have very much mining going for it. Meanwhile, a drop, trying to take out this base. There are no spine crawlers here for Yuko, and this base will go down before he is able to rescue it. But he can just comfortably transfer all of these drones to some of these bases, even build another one here if he so chooses. 20 more Lings on the way, and the drop is going to continue. Yuko unable to close out the game, and Master Chief, excuse me, just relocating his main command centers to additional bases. He doesn't even have to build new ones. He still has this one, that's a spare one that he could try and float over to here. He's going to take out the space. If he takes out the space, he will even out the game somewhat, because he just eliminated this base from mining. If he kills that one, that will effectively put Yuko back to one base economy. And his only advantage has been closed out. The army supply is evened out. Oh, the infestors. The infestors. They could fungal those SCVs. Where are you going, infestors? The space has been taken out in the meanwhile, as the army does come in and fungals everything in place and takes out the entire army, except for one medevac full of units here. But those infestors, what are you doing? What are you doing, infestors? You need to be heading over here and killing this many SCVs. Oh, so it's actually a burrowed ling. Never mind. Not a changeling. Okay, this is what you're doing. You are hurting the production facilities that are not producing anything because there is no money almost for Master Chief. And in the meanwhile, Yuko will attempt to hopefully take out the space. But look how quickly this has been mined out. I mean, thanks to the mules, sure, it does give you a lot of income very quickly, but you mine out the base so quickly as a result as well. So a couple of scans going down everywhere, just goes to show how much energy is on those orbitals. And these two bases are being rebuilt. This one is up again. The income tab is rising right now for the Zerg player again. And I don't know if this is enough. The infestors are not with this army, but if they catch the army with the fungals from behind, they might be able to kill it. So far the Marauders are free to kite away from these ultras, and well, Yuko has to be careful not to lose all of them. There is not... He can't remake these ultras currently. He doesn't have enough resources. The space will not even go down! Oh, this was a very bad exchange for the Zerg player. And he will lose all of these Ultralisks as a result. That's not what you want to have happen as a Zerg player. This is making the game a lot more close than it had any right to be. With this base being ready to mine right now, well, the Terran player is back in the saddle. He just evened out the game a little bit, and he can actually start to be a little bit more aggressive. He does have enough army to do that. And he does have the right composition. 8 Mutalisks on the way. How many Marines do we have? Only 9 Marines. Okay. So, if Yuko manages to hide these new units that are being produced, he will have the edge in a battle. But 10 more Marines on the way. As if his opponent was clairvoyant, saying, you know what? I just took out all of your Ultras. I don't need Marauders anymore. You're probably going to go into something that I don't have an answer for. So I need to switch it up. And an immediate Marine production was initiated as a result of that thought process. And you know, this is oh my god, the upgrades. Look at the upgrades. It's still only 2-2. What the hell? That's also one of the things that is making this game a lot closer than it had any right to be ever. And this is becoming to be very, very close. Mutas, don't be lazy. Take out these 2 medevacs. There are... Mutas. Mutas! Where are you going, Mutas? Jesus. Alright, at least this command center will go down, probably. Or not. The Marines are well on their way and will be able to save this. Those Mutalisks are very precious right now to the Zerg player. And the Terran is getting back to this. I can't help but wonder what the hell is Yuko thinking, because as it stands right now, the Terran player can actually win. And imagine if he had 3-3 upgrades at this stage of the game, or even earlier. If he had them earlier, when he was harassing, when he was dropping, the engagements would have been much more closer. He could have traded evenly with the Zerg. But right now he might even win this game. A lot of Zergling counterattacks all over the place. Mutalisks will try to take out as many structures as possible. Is this going to end up in a base race situation? Still one mining base for the Terran player. And Yuko, how the hell is he mining still? Oh, he does have this base, I guess. And this one in the bottom here, but... well, good fungals by him. Trying to micro at 2 fronts at a time, or... well, I guess you don't really need to micro this shit. And the Terran player is just going and stepping back across the map, trying to take out as many bases as possible. 30 more links in production for the Zerg player. He's just trying to flood his opponent, drown him in the sea of units that he's able to produce right now, because frankly he's a little bit desperate right now. He knows that he might actually end up losing this game. He needs to take out as many bases as fast as possible. That's why he's spreading himself so thin, with only one base mining, and Master Chief actually succumbing to this pressure, having almost no units remaining, and GG's out of the game. Wow, Yuko, you almost lost that game. What the hell? But a very good game, I have to say. One of the better ones I've casted for a long time, regarding macro plays. Anyways, very nice game. Thank you for using Medevac Travel Agency. Under our jets are the Zerg, and you will be unloaded onto their head. Have a nice day. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, that's well said, Spectra. Absolutely well said. Alright, so this was Cast My Game episode 33, and as I will be leaving town for a couple of days on Thursday, there won't be a Cast My Game on Friday, which there should have been, but there won't be. I will be coming back on Sunday, so from Monday next week onwards, more casts. My last cast of this week is going to be tomorrow, Zoe UK monthly finals. Tune into that. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook for the updates, and of course hit that follow button anywhere you happen to see this video. I'd be grateful if you did that, and I'll be signing off. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, remember, storm first and ask questions later.